Cool. Um, I like to ask this question, and I never get a straight answer. And I want to ask you what your favorite album is that you guys have done. And I want to skew away from it's obviously our new release. So I'll change I'll change this question a bit and say, which album that you guys have done sort of stands out for you that you remember the most for a particular defining period of your career?
Yeah, well, it's no wonder that you never gotten a straight answer because you're asking a very difficult question. Um, when we discuss these type of things within the band, I always said that like any band um, who doesn't prefer their new record is a band that needs to go back to the studio, I suppose. That's what I keep saying, because if you if you if you release a new record and you think to yourself, it might not be as good as the last two, but it's good, then you really should be doing something else. Like when I'm done with the process of a new Satyricon album, um, it is essential to me that whatever outcome must be the greatest thing that we've ever done. So I always feel that with whatever it is that we're doing, that we're in our very best moments. I think the record um, that perhaps lifted Satyricon onto where the game was on a different level was perhaps Volcano, because that put us in a
Certainly change in sound.
yeah, but there was there's some things that we could do that there was always there was always improvements, and there were always you know so the budget on the second record was a bit better than the no budget at all on the first record, and then on the third record it was pretty decent, and then all of a sudden there was money involved to do things that we could never do before, just like simple things like hiring an actual photographer instead of having a friend do it for us and things like that. But when we reached Volcano, it was a different thing, because then we weren't just taking the recording process to some of the finest places in the small country of Norway. Then we were really taking the recording process to one of the best recording studios in the world, and we weren't just using some of the best engineers in Norway. We were hiring the services of some of the best engineers in the world, and I felt that working like that, if anything, it didn't compromise my art. If I was trying to make things sound a certain way, I didn't have to give up at some point because we were running out of time. I could say that, okay, even if the meter is running and this, takes days when it should only take hours, it's just going to have to take days, and we've got the budget to do it, so let's do it.
Would you let me flip the question on his head then and say which album that you reflect on now are you least happy with?
I suppose the first record. Yeah. Then so when I hear something off of that record, I never feel embarrassed or ashamed or anything like that, because first of all, it is 100% authentic. What I hear on that record is Frost and myself, playing with our hearts on the sleeve, and we really, really did our very best. And I know that at the time, this was the very best that we could do. And I know that to many people, that is a fantastic record. To me, it's not a fantastic record, because what I'm hearing is I'm hearing an inexperienced songwriter, I hear a lyricist lacking in experience and maturity. I hear, someone singing, trying to figure out how to do this properly. I hear a lot of bad drumming. I hear a lot of technical things that are completely unnecessary, and some of them just the consequence of basically having no money to do things properly.